Hi everyone, I hope you guys are doing good. So as a part of our Liquibase tutorial series, we have learned a lot of things in last few lectures. In this lecture, we will learn about creating functions using Liquibase on Postgres database. Okay, so before going that, okay, let's check our database. Okay, so we are doing all the operations in our employee database, right? So this is, I have opened a window of employee database and this is my database change log table, which is the log table for Liquibase, right? So far we have created employee and department table and views, right? And then we created primary key, foreign key on those constants, right? Using Liquibase. Then we created index using Liquibase. We also did load data, right? And load update we learned, right, in last lectures. Now in this lecture we will learn about creating functions and we are going to create function in our app schema in employee database. So let's check in employee database app schema. We don't have any function right now here, right? Okay. So let's check the Liquibase doc page. So on doc page in change type, we have learned about entities, right? That is creating tables, index, right? And then we have also created constants and we have also loaded data using Liquibase commands, right? Now, if you go inside the entities, right, and if you just click on create function, right? So you can see, this is the create function doc for that. And if you go in XML tag, right? So if you go in the examples and if you click on XML, right? So you can see this is the sample change set for creating function, right? So, but you can see this is a pro, right? That means it is a licensed version. You can follow this syntax where you have to, define this create function tag and you have to, give function name, path, right? Relative to changelog file and schema name. And here you can write the body of your function, right? And then you can close create function tag, right? But you should have a licensed version of Liquibase to follow this syntax. Okay, so if you go in entities, right, so this is the list of entities. So you can see a table, we can create table, columns, index, view, procedures, sequence, right? And here you can see pro is written, right? So function, packages, synonym, triggers, this syntax you can only follow in licensed version of Liquibase, right? So there is an alternative to create functions using Liquibase in free version as well. So we are going to use that. Okay. So let's go in our Liquibase package. So this is our Postgres Liquibase folder, right? This is our Liquibase folder setup, right? This is our JDBC driver. So in Postgres Liquibase, let's go inside src main Java operations changelog, right? So in the release, in the second release 1.0, 1.0, let's go inside. So here I have created a new file called app changelog function release 1.0 1.0 master. Okay, so in this I have configured two functions change sets. So let's go inside and check how it looks. Okay, so this is my file, right? So inside that I have configured two change sets and each change set has one function, right? So these are the two functions. Okay, so let's see the syntax of the function. Okay, so you can see we have change set, right? Then we have author name you can give, and in ID I have given create and then the function name, right? So you can use any ID and then you have to give the version, right? The POM version, whatever POM version you have, you can use that for release. Okay. Then we have create procedure tag, right? And inside that I have written my create or replace function. So complete function I have written, right? And then I have given grant also inside that, right? And then I closed create procedure tag and then I'm closing change set tag, right? One more thing you can see is that I have used C data tag, right? So inside the create procedure, the reason for that is we should use C data tag in case we have some XML escape characters. Okay, So there are some XML escape character, right, like greater than, less than, right? So if those characters are present in your function, right, so it will throw error. So to avoid that, you can use this C data tag. Okay. Also using this C data tag, you can write some XMLs also in your SQL statement, right? So if in your function body, if some XMLs are there or XML tags are there, so those can be used only if you use this C data tag. Okay, so let's check what are XML escape characters. So if you go in Google and just type XML escape characters, okay, so you will find some XML escape character. Let's check that. Okay, so example is this, like less than, greater than, and, right? So if you are using these things, right, so you'll have to either replace those using their replacement, right, and then only you can use that, right, or either, and the other alternative is you can use C data tag, then you can use greater than, less than, and you can also use XMLs, right? So I have two functions. So first function I have used this C data tag, okay, and in second function I have not used that C data tag. Okay, so simple create procedure tag and then return all the function and then the grant is given and then the create procedure tag I am closing here, right? So yeah, so I think this function can also work without C data because there's no XML characters, XML escape character in my function. But just to demo you guys the no syntax of C data, I'm using C data in one function and not using in one. So we'll test both. Okay. So this is the file we have app changelog function release, right? So I have saved this file. Okay. So this is my new file, right? And this I have called in my master changelog file. So after tables creation and views creation, I have called my new file. This is function creation file, right? So I have called that in my master changelog file, and this master changelog file is getting called in this master dot changelog, the outer master dot changelog, which is the final master dot changelog, right? So here we are already calling this release 1.0 1.0 master.xml, right? So our function change set will getting called through this, right? So once your Liquibase change sets are ready, then you can just go and open PowerShell. Okay, Windows PowerShell. So in Windows PowerShell, so first you have to cd to your uh, change log path, right? So this is my change log path where I've kept my change logs, right? So I'll do enter, and then you have to run the Liquibase command, right? So my Liquibase command is in this file. So let me just open this file. Okay, so Liquibase command is simple, same Liquibase command we are running, right? Let me just paste it. So this is Liquibase, then changelog file, the outer master changelog.xml, right? Username, postgres, password local, then JDBC URL of employee database, right? Driver is there, and class path which is the path of JDBC driver, right? JDBC jar, and then context, and then log level info update, right? So just hit enter. So let's see what happens. So you can see run equals to 2, right? Our two change set, two function change set got run, right? And they are successful, right? You can check in log here also, right? So one is this function, right? Employee detail dynamic variant function, and another one is this create department wise employee function, right? So our two function got created, right? Stored procedure created. You can see stored procedure created, right? That means our function got created. Our run is successful. So we'll go back in our change log and let's first check our change log. So you can see this 16 and 17 run, that is about the change set for function, right? So our two function change set has run. This is the path of the change set, right? So it is in release 1.0 1.0 folder in this file, right? And then it is executed, right? And then we have the unique number, unique change set ID is this, and then we have a description as create procedure, right? And yeah, So I think our our function was created. Let's check in the object explorer. So let's go in app schema and let me refresh this function. So you can see our two function got created, right? Let's check the SQL. So you can see our function got created, right? Which we created just now using Liquibase, right? Both the function. So both function got created, right? So I hope you guys understood the syntax of creating functions, right? Using Liquibase, right? So you have to just use this create procedure tag and you can write your functions, right? Complete function, and that should create your functions, right? So I hope you guys like this lecture. If you guys like this lecture, please subscribe my channel. Thank you guys.